Hi everyone, welcome back. Just like to share something with you today, something a bit different. I've recently been experimenting with my original case. Wasn't quite ready to give up on it since I moved my main system over to the Elysium, so I thought I would try to see whether I could paint the inside of it. The case itself has always been wonderful to work with. The only downside of this particular one was that the inside was silver, and a lot of the showcases were certainly a darker colour on the inside, which made the finished product look a lot better. I found as the quality of my build started to get a little bit better, it was essentially the inside of the case that was letting them down. So the Elysium is a great case, lots of room in there, but the 840, as I was once quoted on saying on an NVIDIA forum, hardware changes, motherboards changes, graphics card changes, but a great case will always be a great case. The 840 is surely the only case you'll ever need. So I better stand by that and see if I can, as the title suggests, a bit of a revamp. Okay, so stripped it all to pieces. It's just essentially drilling a load of rivets out. Took loads of pictures to help me get it back together. Put some ordinary Halfords type primer on it. Had a look around for a small compressor and an airbrush combination, so I went to my local airbrush centre over at Lancing in West Sussex. I'll drop a link to their website. They were extremely helpful in giving me direction on what to do. The colour itself, of course, it had to be a very matte finish black, so I'm just using their detail colour, and as you can see, the results were pretty good. The airbrush itself was, it certainly wasn't a cheap one, so the way that it atomises the paint certainly reflects in what you pay for it. But obviously the story doesn't stop there, because it's all very well making it black, but the surface also has to be durable. I don't want to put a system together and then maybe sell it, and then somebody has to do a job on the rig and they scratch it very easily. So I tried various types of lacquer, and at the end of the day I couldn't find the exact finishing satin lacquer that I needed. So as I'll cut to later on, this case will end up being housing my main system, and if I do decide to sell the system that I've put in the other case, that's going to go into the Elysium. So as you can see, it's all gone back together fairly well, and looks pretty good. There's a shot that some of you may recognise, the original Black Beauty back panel, and it now is in fact worthy of the title Black Beauty because it's black inside. So start to put some more components back in there with view of selling it. So I picked up another 1200. I found another Rampage 3 with some memory and an i7-970, and basically what I wanted to do was build a system around the GTX 580s, which I still have. I'm very reluctant to sell them on eBay at a massive loss, which is what I tend to do with my GPUs. So I thought I could make a very tidy system around those two GPUs and then maybe sell it. So the first step was to revamp the old case. As I say, I've acquired the motherboard, the Hexacore 970, and some memory with the motherboard. As you can see here, it was all good. The bundle was good. Just did a quick cold boot. Decided to reinstall Windows on what will be my rig on the new 64-bit Crucial M4. This is the super slim version. It's only 6 or 7 millimeters wide, so that's always useful if you want to bury it behind the motherboard tray. That's some of the components from my original system by the time I've pulled it all to pieces. And the motherboard block. The motherboard block was the early pre-EN EK block, so I thought I'd be a good boy and strip it down just to make sure there was no corrosion on the nickel plating. Now there wasn't any, but what I should have done was remove the block completely. Got rid of plenty of gunk from from the actual CPU block, as you can see there. It's pretty disgusting. There's a little shot of just a little mod I had to do on the lower bracket to accommodate the extra Molex. So here we are, putting it back together ready for wet testing, and finally being able to use those rather nice red clips. I've had those for a little while but not been able to use them, but with the Bit Phoenix barbs makes it slightly wider and they fit great. I was trying to get away also getting the full width 360, Black Ice 360 with the Triworks in the roof, as I did in the Elysium, and it just about fits in there with a little bit of room to spare. So that fitted in rather nicely and was looking good. So then we had to figure out where we were going to mount the pump. There's facility there to put 2 additional fans on the hard drive bay, so I've mounted it. As you can see, they're using an old fan frame. So here we are, we're wet testing with a dual pump. The water is flying around the system, and here's where we ran into a bit of a snag. As you can see, the warranty sticker, as I refitted it, folded underneath, snagged on the O-ring and caused a rather catastrophic leak. I thought for a minute there it cost me the board, but it didn't. It just stopped posting, and I soon realised what the problem was. So for the time being, I've done away with the board block, and that's how the rig looks at the moment. So those of you that are still with me for the full 6.5 minute marathon, thanks very much for sticking with me. If you're interested, please stay tuned to this channel, as I'll very shortly be showcasing a full gaming system that will be for sale. Thanks a lot everyone, cheerio.